Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the wonderful YouTube realm. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're feeling great as usual. I'm IcyVolk, and welcome back for yet another video. Today we're going to take a quick look at Pillars of Eternity, a brand new game by Obsidian Entertainment. It was released about a week ago on March 26th, and it's gotten a lot of positive reviews. 92 out of 100 on PC Gamer, 5 out of 5 on The Escapist, 9 out of 10 on IGN, and so on and so forth. Obsidian Entertainment is known for developing games like South Park: The Stick of Truth and Fallout New Vegas, both of which are AAA titles, so you can expect quality gaming out of Pillars of Eternity. This is, by the way, a Kickstarter-funded game, and normally Kickstarter games are kind of meh, but this one is totally worth your money and time. So I really recommend you pick this up, even if it's a little bit pricey. It is 50 bucks, but trust me, this one will be worth your time. And I've never played CRPGs before, so let me go ahead and make a new game. Now, before you actually start up the game, you have 4 different game modes. Easy, meant for casual gamers, of course. Normal, for people like me, who are actually experienced in CRPGs and the world of D&D in general. Hard, which is more suited for, you know, pro role players. And then Path of the Damned, which is actually extremely hard. It basically gives enemies a stat bonus and increases the number of mobs it encounters. And apart from these 4 available game modes, you have 2 sub-modes. Expert mode, which basically disables all the tutorial little helper bubbles in the game. And then Trial of the Iron, which restricts you to a single save file, which to me is mind-blowing. I don't think I could ever have this mode on, but maybe if I put in like 60 to 100 hours into Pillars of Eternity, maybe I could do that. But not for now. Certainly not for now. But anyway, I put in about 10 hours of game time into this game so far, and I have to say, I'm already addicted. And this is the part of the game where you get introduced to the world of Pillars of Eternity. And in between load screens, you get these little tips on top of illustrations, which are pretty handy.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern, his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Great voice acting, by the way. So basically what happens is you travel with a group of people. You travel in the night around the mountains, and then suddenly you become sick. And so the leader of the traveling caravan group has to stop everyone because of you. So this is the part where you get to create your character. Ooh, fancy. So you can, right away you can pick who you want, what you can be, male or female. I'm going to go ahead and pick female just because I already have a male character in my main save file. And so in the game you have 6 available races: human, Amawa, dwarves, elves, Orlan, and godlike. A lot of these are familiar in the RPG world, like the humans, dwarves, and elves. But then you have Amawa, which are kind of weird looking. They look a little bit alien. They kind of remind me of the Draenei in World of Warcraft, since they're blue colored. They don't have tentacles on their chins though, but every race has a bonus, a stat bonus, as you can see. Dwarves have a -1 on dexterity just because they're stumpy, so that makes them a little bit slower than usual. Then you have Orlan, who are like your no race, basically. And finally you have godlike, which are very special. Godlike can be actually anyone. Anyone can be godlike. They're basically chosen people that have been blessed, or rather cursed, with the power of the gods. And each race has a subset of races. So for the human, you have ocean, meadow, and savanna, and not every human comes from the same village, so, these different types of people. We're going to go ahead and pick godlike, because I know some of you might be curious as to what godlike entails. And it actually says it here. The godlike are children of the Kith, civilized races who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods. Blah-de-da-de-da. They can't wear helms. This is actually the only race that cannot wear helms. So you'll be cursed to, show your face all the time. For subrace, we're going to go ahead and pick fire. My main character is death, but I'm going to pick fire because, fuck yeah, I'm a flaming giant lady. I'm going to pick Amawa just because I want to be fucking terrifying. Now we're going to pick our class. As you can see, there are about 11 classes, a big variety. A lot of these are familiar, but Barbarian, Fighter, Paladin, Ranger. A lot of these come from are inspired off of the D&D world. Except for Cypher, which is actually exclusive to this game. Cyphers are basically mine hunters, or you could actually call them Death Knights, technically, because they can fight with swords kind of well, but they also wield dark magic, which is associated to the human soul, or just souls in general, and dark spirits, and they use the power of souls to vanquish their enemies. While they can fight with swords, their primary power comes from their dark magic. And it's not really dark. It's called soul magic. Chanters are basically bards. They are your support class that can buff your whole party and heal them or grant them movement speed as the fight goes on. They're really cool. But we're going to go ahead and make a paladin since, we're a giant fire lady. We gotta vanquish all of the bad people. We're made of holy fire, basically. And some classes have alignments. In the case of our character, we can choose one of the 5 orders for the paladin class here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick. Let's see, what do I want? I'm looking at the stats here. I'm not too worried about the descriptions. Stoic, passionate. I'm going to go ahead and pick Gold Pack Knights. Generic name. And you can pick one out of these 2 abilities here. Flames of Devotion, or Lay on Hands, which heals people. I'm going to pick that one, because it seems really cool. Basically, you can have your sword be flaming. So here you have these little stars. Basically, you're going to put in stat points into these 6 different attributes. Intellect's mostly for, people who use magic, like ciphers, wizards, druids. Resolve and perception are highly recommended, and might as well. We're going to put some points on that. A little bit of perception, some might, and a little bit of constitution, I guess. So our character is well-rounded. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, that's fine. And we can also select our culture, where we came from, and that'll basically determine which kind of starter weapon we have. Most of those have shields, since paladins are heavy fighters. Kind of want to start out with the sword. Yeah, I'm gonna go pick 8 here, and each culture also gives you a stat bonus of 1, which is pretty cool. And finally, you can pick your background. That also gives you a stat bonus. As you can see, this game is very, focused on RPG elements. So your character is highly customizable. Dissident. Mercenary. Yeah, we're gonna pick, Mercenary. 1 point in athletics and lore, which are basically useful for dungeons and studying different elements in the dungeons. And you can pick the colors of your outfits here. Make it blue, purple, purple. We're gonna make it red. Actually, we'll make it gold. Secondary. No, you know what? Yeah. What about? Yeah, that's. I guess that's okay. Oh, and you have a subset. You have 3 different options as to which kind of type of head you want to have. We're gonna go ahead and pick the horns. They're the coolest looking. Not a lot of options for heads, but it's alright. It's an RPG game. CRPG, you pretty much imagine how cool your character looks. Doesn't matter what it looks in-game. This face. Yeah, you have a lot of portraits to pick from, but not all of them are appropriate for our character. So we're going to go ahead and just pick the... Yeah, that one's fine. Female... Oh, and you have a choice of different voices.
I shall lead us. Let's go. Let's keep quiet. Follow me.
Yeah!
Oh, male.
Time to see and not be seen.
I don't know. Lana Featherheart. No. Flameheart. That's a pretty generic name. I know I'm disappointing a lot of you people. I'm not a major RPG gamer by nature, so forgive me. Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there. Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their
His voice sounds very familiar.
Tonight, everybody stays
He might have been from an anime, dub. I'm not sure.
Understood?
But yeah, the voice acting of this game is stellar.
There's a stinging beetle around here carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards, unless you don't drink water. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a... I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
So basically, what you've got to do at this point is find a berry to heal yourself. So your whole caravan group stops and, you know, rests for the night. Well, you have to wander around and find some berries to mend yourself. But during every dialogue, not every single dialogue, but during a lot of the dialogues, you have a selection of answers you can pick from. And you can, you know, a lot of the answers are for information purposes mostly. But certain options will only be available if you meet the required stat, like resolve or intellect. So here we would ask where the berries are.
On a bush that's common around here, kind of funny looking.
What are those ruins? Blah blah blah.
Ruins around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Not if you hurry about, and not if the weather holds up. Got different names this time of year. Hold on, Kalisha. Kalisha.
And this is where we get our first companion.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like...
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I'm off with you. Hayden should have supplies.
Blah blah blah.
Man, let's get going before you...
We've got to hurry back and find berries because apparently there is a mystical storm coming to sweep the camp. So we've got to be quick. And you get these little, helper bubbles every now and then. You can turn those off at the beginning, at the menu screen, like I showed you earlier. But so here we're going to wander around, talk to the people. A lot of the NPCs in the game just, say generic things, but they actually say some interesting stuff about the village. But here we have to talk to Hyoden. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a rag tear in the seam of his tunic.
A whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts. Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic travel.
I guess we're going to buy some weapons now. So we have 100 gold. Not 100 gold, but more like 100 copper. So we've got to be careful with the money. We can't just buy one item here and not have enough, and not have any more money to buy another weapon for our other character. So here we're going to buy a sword. Actually, yeah, sword, medium shield, and then battle axe for Kaliska here. Oh, actually, I don't have enough. It's kind of sad. That's a one-handed. Oh, two-handed for me. Yeah, so yeah, basically, you collect loot throughout the world, and you can trade them in at the store or at the village, at the inn, mostly. You can also, yeah, you can. Oh. It's not available yet. You can also look at your inventory from here. But unfortunately, we don't have anything yet. So now we have... Did I actually need those items? No. Apparently not. But let's just put our weapon over here. So, in this game, you can have two weapon sets. You can either, for our character, we can either have a shield or a sword, or have the two-handed sword. For Kaliska, we're just going to switch out this torch. So she can wield dual axes. What a badass. Right? And from this screen, you can actually view your character's stats, how much damage they deal, accuracy, and all of that jazz. Let's go ahead and look for those berries. Also, give me a second to change the options here. Where is it? Cage cursor. Come on. No? Okay. We're going to wander around, look for the special berries that will heal us.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Okay, let's go further. So this is how you move. You basically,
Yes.
you click around, you select all of your party members like so.
Totally.
And you can view your character sheet by clicking this button right there. Basically, this will give you an extensive look of your character, what the stats are, what their special skills are, as well as their abilities and talents. And you also have a bunch of information about how many enemies you've defeated for each and every character, yada yada yada. Also, here's a little cool feature in the game. You can actually give your characters big heads. And yes, this game is 3D, so that's here's proof. But the giant heads look really silly, and I'm assuming that this feature of the game was part of a Kickstarter goal, because this is just funny to me. But we're going to turn that off for now. Don't need that. I want to take this game a little bit seriously.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
So here's our first enemy. Basically, during every encounter, your game pauses, so you have a little bit of time to figure out how you want to strategize. We don't have much of a strategy. All we can do really is target the wolf. But maybe I can use an ability here, and I can. So we're going to do that on the wolf. So the game pauses again to give you more information.
Yes. Oh. Oh.
Finish them!
So enemies actually don't have health bars.
Oh.
They have those little points, like on our characters' health bars. They're represented by dots,
Oh.
which is pretty cool. It makes the game a little bit more challenging.
Shall.
But yeah, we just killed our first enemy, and for every encounter here, we can use 2 Flames of Devotion. Some characters will have uses depending... They can use their spells depending on how much resource they have. So they can accumulate their ability resource by auto-attacking
I shall.
an enemy. But in the case of our
Yes.
character, we can only use our Flames of Devotion twice
Yes.
per fight.
Certainly.
So let's go and keep on moving. So to bring up your map, you press M, of course. And you can view the world map like so by clicking the little globe. World's kind of huge, but not overly vast. This is like the main city of the game, and we're to gradually move from place to place. But for now, we're somewhere that's not visible on the world map. So anyway, we started out from Huden, and this is the whole map. So we can just keep on searching. Whoops. And so you can click a location on the map, even if it's not visible, and just click like that. You can also speed up your game by clicking D or clicking the arrows here. You can either slow the game a little bit or make it faster. Because the characters do kind of walk slowly, admittedly. And as you explore different parts of the map, you pick up herbs, which might be useful for cooking recipes.
We shouldn't stray too far.
Okay, so we can't go there, apparently. So what we need to do is go south. Oh, there's a dead traveler, corpses. And they apparently have loot, which is pretty cool, so that means that my character can put on some armor. So we're going to drag this. Oh, actually... Nope, none of us need armor. We have better armor, apparently. Yep, that's right. I'm wearing heavy plate. Nothing over here. And, if you don't want to look for elements with your cursor, you can press the tab button, and you will see little markers, like little, thing over there. Let's continue. Let's keep on moving. Yeah, so if you want to look for items, if you don't want to search for elements in the game forever, you can just press the tab button, and you can click on this bottle right here. It has beer. I'm a big fan of beer. Not all beer is good, but I'm a big fan of Japanese and dark beer. Picked up some herbs. You can interact with objects here, environmental objects, and they'll give you a little description of what's happened around the spot. Nothing to pick up over here, so we're going to keep on moving. We still need to find the spring berries. We can also get some water for our characters. Apparently, we're also thirsty. A little bit thirsty for love. Maybe we could, have a little bit of that loving with Kaliska. Oh, some more herbs over there.
This is it.
And we found the spring berries. Da 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 da. Great. There's still that goddamn corpse over there. So now we get to interact with our companion a little bit. How's a blade for hire? That isn't your business, young lady. Just passing through. Nothing special. Actually, I'm going to go onto the city. Why are you here? Her sister moved out. Blah, blah, blah. Tell me about yourself. She's got a brother in some other place, and then another in another place. Can you tell me about Durwood? So, yeah, by interacting with characters, you get more information about the world you play in. Now we can go back to the camp, but
Indeed.
we can also gather some water, which was suggested by Kaliska just now. So we're going to try to do that. Since she's being a nice, actually, I can't do that. What am I doing? Oh, so if you ever, you know, get lost and forget about what you have to do on your current quest, basically you can open your journal from here, or hit the J button, and you'll have a description as to what you have to do. This is our current quest. We have to find Sparful. Sparful seems to be in no hurry to gather water. I should go look for him myself. So Sparful is the guy that we saw earlier over here by the tree, but he's not here anymore. So we need to find him. So maybe he went somewhere to look for water.
What a surprise.
And apparently, some water skin was left on the floor. He ran off. And this is another part of the game where you get to make decisions. This is very RPG focused.
Sparful, are you all right?
Gets wrecked by someone. And that's where we have another encounter. But this time with a humanoid. Here we go. So we're gonna actually... Okay, so what we're gonna do is send our character to fight this person, and then we're gonna select Kaliska to knock down that guy.
Yes.
And then in between attacks, you can also pause the game. So you can pause the game anytime, like so. And then you can, you know, select your abilities again. So we're carefully planning our moves.
Not quite.
Unfortunately, my main character is getting slowly wrecked. We're gonna wait for Kaliska to knock down, and we can't use any more of those. So we're gonna have to call Kaliska. We're gonna have to bring her over there. Now let's attack the hunter. And so as you get damaged, you lose endurance. So the more
Get back to camp.
your character gets hit by the enemy, the more endurance you lose. And basically, health and endurance are two different things. Endurance being your energy in encounters. And once your character's portrait goes completely red, you fall down and you can't fight anymore until
certainly.
your other party members have finished the fight
Indeed.
for you. And then when the fight finishes, you get back up. But you might have lost a portion of your health. And we kind of did here, even if we didn't fall. We still get hit by the enemy. We lost some health, but not too much to be afraid to lose the game. And then we have some more enemies again. We're going to attack the hunter first.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
And you don't have to pause the game if you don't want. So now, I don't know if you noticed, but now Kaliska has a debuff here called Major Fatigue, which basically decreases her defense, accuracy, and maximum endurance. So now she's getting a lot more hits. She's being really destroyed right now.
What you need?
Yes.
Finish them!
We're slowly destroying everyone here. This guy is taking a lot of hits. He's very tanky, as it seems. That's mainly because he has a shield. Come on. You can do it. Okay. On to the other people. Actually, I'm going to focus on the same target here. That would be easier to do that. Come on. Come on, guys. You can do it. So you can't pick up loot before you've killed everyone. That's the general rule here. I don't know if you can do that with the rogue class. That might be possible, but as far as I'm concerned, you can't pick up loot until the fight is done. We're losing endurance now because we're the one being focused, and unfortunately, Kaliska is halfway down in health. So right now she's at 126. We get a bunch of loot here, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I think we're gonna win this fight after all. Took a little bit of time for me to actually get this down because last time I did this part of the game, it wasn't that hard at all. But thankfully, we killed all these bad dudes. Kaliska almost died there. It's kind of scary, but we managed to win the fight nevertheless.
Get inside.
Unfortunately, the big storm is now happening. And so some weird shit's going on. People are hiding from a big mystical storm that's about to sweep all the remaining living people. And here's where we get another RPG sequence. We're climbing a wall. One of the attackers is still alive. Gonna throw my weapon at the attacker. And we managed to save Huden. So now we have another companion. And we're inside a dungeon now. Which is the really cool part of this game now.
Was that?
Where we get to scout around and look for traps and whatnot.
Buick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the...
We can't stay here.
Okay.
I shall. Certainly.
So, we're gonna go ahead and discover this dungeon. Since we're trapped in here, we have to find a way out.
Indeed.
And Kaliska, unfortunately, is almost dead. She also is very fatigued. And this guy is critically fatigued. So if a character ever reaches 0 health, then they're permanently deaf.
Indeed.
Even predetermined characters.
That should be far enough.
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
And, by the way, you can save at any point during the game by doing so. So your save, click save, and that's how you do it.
Those tiles look suspicious. Let's be careful.
So you can select a character if you ever want to scout around and see if there are any traps.
Frozen shadows.
You can do it like that. Fortunately, we can't do anything. We can't cross this path. So we're going to go ahead and go back to normal mode. Let's see if we can find some interesting items. Nothing to be seen around here. Oh. Encounter.
Oh. Not quite.
So we're easily killing down this dude. He's going down to the ground. And he's dead.
Certainly.
Now we can loot from him.
Yes.
He's got a new weapon for us. Which is
Yeah.
not really good for our character. And here's some more loot. A gem Tattered journal, a crossbow.
Wait. Do you hear that?
We're actually going to use the crossbow right away. Place it on this character. Another encounter. Gonna use a Eden's ability here.
Yes.
Do that.
How can I help?
Almost dead. Come on. And voila. You can also quick save the game by hitting F5. Very handy. We're gonna go back over here. In this door. Actually, what is going on here?
Symbol. Pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there.
So apparently, since I'm a fiery godlike, I can light up this place. It's pretty cool. Let's go further. Deeper into this dungeon. More enemies.
Try something else. Try something else.
How can I help?
Let's try something else.
So Hyun's almost out of endurance, which means he's not going to be able to fight soon. Unless we can kill this black ooze right before that happens.
You done for?
Not quite. Let's try something else. I shall.
Let's loot. Come on. Residue. New weapon. Quick save.
Certainly.
Where'd that
And
slime come from?
let's examine this. And we have the gem required to unlock a secret passage.
How can I help?
Yes. Try something else. Not quite.
Now, why is she not attacking?
How can I help?
Yes.
What you need?
Shit. Let's try something else. Yes.
Ooh, lots of loot.
What you need? What you need?
Oh.
And there's some more loot over here. A cape. That might be useful. Let's see. Probably for our main character. That looks really good, by the way. Let's go ahead and run back to the main room. You can always open the map here. And since we've cleared a bunch of the area around,
Sharp eyes.
we can go in scout mode and slowly... Oh. Oh, damn. I triggered the trap. My party has died. So here's a part of the game that I really forgot to discover. So here you find camping supplies, which are really useful for dungeons, especially when your characters are about to die. So basically what camping supplies do, they regenerate your character's endurance and health completely. So here, we're going to camp right away. Use one of these 2 supplies. Get a little cutscene here, which I accidentally skipped. It's not very fancy or anything, but see, now our characters are not fatigued at all. They're all ready, energetic, and ready for more encounters. And this is the part of the game where the story actually begins. But we're going to stop it right here, guys. This was a quick look at Pillars of Eternity. Great game. Not an easy peasy game that spoon feeds you unless you go pick the easy mode, which is not all that easy. It's easy, but not as easy as you might think. So this game is wonderful. Graphics might not be stellar, but the textures are amazing looking. You can tell that developers put in a lot of work into this game. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I might make more Pillars of Eternity videos and stream the game here and there on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/IcyShards. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you later. Goodbye.